Test.
Test.
see you. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Vidicon Stadium. A beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we're going to see two ball games today, a 7-inning affair, and then at 6 o'clock, a 9-inning affair. Ken Wilson along with C.J. Barnes. This is baseball, and it doesn't get any better.
Sure doesn't, Ken. Look at this beautiful blue sky as we get ready to start here. Connor McDonald's first pitch in. Last night, a bit of a different vibe than we're used to seeing with the Bandits. Blew it open 11-4 against the Canberra Cavalry. Today, looking to take the series win.
Here is Andrew Moritz leading off, swing and a miss, and he's in the hole, 2 strikes. The Bandits, if you haven't been following things, are red hot. They come into play today having won 3 in a row, 7 of 8, and 8 of their last 10. And the breaking ball is low. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Andrew Moritz, the center fielder, leading off for Canberra. Then the second baseman, Min Park. Corey Acton hits third. He's the third baseman. The infield back, the outfield deep, and the pitch taken. Strike 3 called. And that's the way it starts. For the Cavalry is Connor McDonald, who is anything but a strikeout pitcher, strikes out the first hitter he faces.
Yeah, Connor McDonald not really posting a lot of strikeouts so far this season, but he's got that really good curveball that he likes to use, especially on the first pitch. Gets a lot of weak contact on the ground, but starting off the game, I think the Bandits will take a strikeout.
Min Park fouls it away, 1 strike. We mentioned Moritz, Park, Acton. Then the first baseman and cleanup hitter for Canberra, June P. Azuma. Left fielder Harry Fullerton will follow, batting 6th, the DH Jack Berry. Cam Tilley will do the catching, hitting 7th. Here's a fly ball to left. This has been belted. Riley back at the track, and in front of the wall, he makes the catch. So Park, who already has a home run this season, gets a lot of that one, but he's out number 2.
Yeah, big noise, but we were speaking with Coach Shane Watson, or Manager Shane Watson, earlier today, and he said hitting down that left field line, you never really know what's going to quite happen. A lot of balls stay in the park you think are going to go because they get a little swirl of wind. They blow stuff back over the fence.
Here is Corey Acton, and he takes the ball. Jalen Greer is playing short today. He's hitting 8th. And then the right fielder for the Cavalry, Michael Campbell, batting 9th. So 2 up, 2 down in a hurry here in the top of the first. And here's a bullet on the ground up the middle. And that is a base hit for Corey Acton. Coming in, hitting .283, a couple of hits in 9 at-bats in the series. So he's a tough out, and he's at first base.
And Corey Acton, one of those big threats from the Canberra Cavalry to steal. He's got 11 on the season. Hasn't had much of a chance to be active on the base paths in this series, but I've been looking forward to seeing this matchup between Hyung-Chan the catcher from the Bandits, who's throwing guys out at a regular pace, and Corey Acton.
Throw to first, and he is back, gets his hand on the pillow. We certainly, and the Canberra Cavalry, talk about their speed and their stolen bases. We have not seen much in that way of action from the Cavalry in the first 2 games of the series. Azuma, the batter. The runner goes halfway. The ball is stroked to right routinely. Skepton there, and he hauls it in. So that's it, a 2-out single from Corey Acton, and this contest will move to the bottom of the first inning. The Cavalry, nothing, and the Bandits coming up.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Yeah!
Thanks,
ball, babe.
Thank you, Archer.
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
There's the starting pitcher for the Cavalry, and I'm talking about a veteran, 34-year-old Kevin McGovern.
Kevin McGovern has seen a bit of time around the world playing ball. He's this is his fourth start for Canberra. He's got a 3.38 ERA, thrown 16 innings. Coming off a season in the American Association, where he played for Fargo Moorhead.
Somebody might ask, CJ, how long has he been in the American Association? He's been there 10 seasons.
10 seasons. Long time, last 4. He's been with Fargo Moorhead. Before that, with Winnipeg. And before that, with Lincoln.
Here's a look at the Bandits starting lineup. Shortstop Jack Pineda leads off, then the catcher, Young Chan Dermot Fritsch is at third base, hitting third. The cleanup hitter is the league's leading hitter, right fielder Alex Skepton. He's followed by the DH today, Andrew Soupy Campbell. Hitting sixth, Tayden Hall, the first baseman. Then Milo Rushford in center. Luke Smith, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Will Riley bats ninth in left field. And there is strike one. You hear the name Luke Smith. He's a development player who's just been put on the roster today. And he's making his ABL debut. And it's now 1-1 strike on Pineda.
McGovern, not a hard thrower, one of those classic crafty lefties. He's got some good breaking stuff and a really nice changeup he likes throwing.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Pineda, who has 3 hits in 8 at-bats so far in this series. This is game 3 of the 4-game round 4 series. The Bandits, of course, winning the first 2. Swing and a foul, 1-2. Bandits beat the Cavalry 6-5 Thursday night. They had 14 hits. Skepton a 2-run tying homer in the 7th inning, and they won it in the bottom of the 9th. And then, as CJ mentioned, an 11-4 victory here last night. Here's a fly ball. Center fielder is under it, and Moritz makes the catch. Pineda is gone. Last night's game, Battaglia had the big hit in the 3rd inning, a double that gave the Bandits the lead that they never relinquished on the way to that 11-4 victory.
It was a rare occurrence for the Bandits having to play from behind. They fell down 3-0 in the top of the 2nd, but from there it just steadily churned over some runs until they found themselves well and truly in front.
Here is the catcher, who was moved up to the 2 slot in the batting order last night. And he really gave the Bandits some breathing room in the 6th inning with a 3-run homer. His 2nd home run of the season. He has 5 RBIs, and he takes the ball. He comes in hitting 158. He's generally a free swinger, doesn't like to leave much out there. He'll swing at just about anything. Although last night on a 3-2 pitch that was right on the edge, he took it and got a rare walk. That's a strike, and it's 2-1.
And it's good to see a young player like start to recognize that strike zone a little better, maybe make some better decisions, and as they say in the big leagues, to accept a walk.
He takes this pitch, and it misses. So now he's really in a great spot. 3 balls, 1 strike. The plate umpire, James Shields. Adam Leake at first, Tom West at second. Paul Lotta is in back of third base. The outfield deep and straight away. The infield back. Cuts and fouls this one out of play. And it's 3-2. He had a pretty good rip.
He did. He's a strong kid. He's got a great swing on him. Puts a lot of power into it. We've seen his 2 home runs have come to the deeper parts of the ballpark. He hasn't hit it down either line. It's a lot of power in his bat. And
there is ball 4, and the Bandits have their first base runner a one-out first-inning walk.
Again, it's good to see him start to take those pitches, to be a little bit more selective in what he sees, and that gives him that opportunity to get those pitches that he can drive.
Dermot Fritsch steps in. He's having a big year with a bat, hitting .280. He's 2 for 8 in the series. Had a 5-game hitting streak stopped last night. Has about an average lead at first, held by Azuma, and the breaking ball is low, ball 1.
Yeah, Fritsch is a bit of an enigma so far this season. When he's at home, he doesn't seem to get those hits to fall, but when he's on the road, he's an absolute menace to opposing pitching, just knocking singles left, right, and even got a home run against Adelaide.
Upstairs, 2-0. It almost seems redundant to say this is a cozy ballpark in the outfield. Lots of home runs. And this afternoon, the wind is generally, and it's not a real strong wind, but it's blowing out towards right field. Here's a liner to right. That'll fall, a base hit. Stopping at second is and the ball thrown back in by Campbell. I was just noting, without having a chance to say it, that Campbell was playing very, very deep in right field, and that's the old story. I guess it's easier to come in than it is to go back for some people.
Absolutely, although there's not much room for him to go back anyways in this park. But if you look at those flags out there in right center, blowing sort of towards the right field line and occasionally out. So if some guys get some balls up in the air out that direction, they're going to go today.
Now the wind is pretty sharp compared to what it was a minute or two ago. Here's Alex Skepton, 394. He leads the league. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, I had a rough night at the plate last night after a big night at the plate on Thursday. But, it'll be interesting to see how the young player recovers from that, how he sort of turns that around with 3 strikeouts. A rare occurrence for Alex Skepton so far.
2 home runs, 7 RBIs to go with that 394 batting average. He hits the ball in the air to right, not deep, charging in Campbell, and he's there to make the catch. And the runners hold on. 2 away here in the Bandits' opening inning. You might wonder about the dimensions here. 340 to left, 385 to dead center, and 325 down the right field line. CJ has said he would like to measure home plate to center field, and I might come out, but I only have a 12-inch ruler, so it would take you a long time to
I've
measure.
only got an 8-meter tape measure myself, so it would take just as long, I think. We'll just have to take their word for it.
First pitch is a strike to Soupy Campbell, hitting 200, a couple of homers, including one last night, and 9 RBIs. He's got 2 outs, runners at first and second, first inning, and there's a strike. And it's 0-2.
And this is a situation where Soupy has found himself in quite a bit this season. He always seems to be in the midst of all the 2-out rallies for the Bandits. The numbers kind of belie how important he's been to getting runs across.
This one gets by the catcher, Tilley. Goes to third. Fritsch advances to second. It's a wild pitch. And just like that, the right kind of single could give the Bandits a 2-0 lead here in the first inning.
We're used to seeing, in the past, a lot of power from Andrew Campbell. He has had a couple of huge home runs. Last night, a laser beam out to right. But he's also gotten a lot of key singles with guys on base. So this is sort of his situation.
In the dirt, blocked nicely by Tilley, and it's 2-2. I was talking about the right fielder for the Cavalry, Campbell, not the Campbell at the plate, but the right fielder.
No relation.
And it's hard for me to imagine why he would play so deep. Because if you can play in with the fence relatively short down the right field line and in the right center, you can play in and take away a lot of singles.
You can, but with the read, with the read on that wind, I think for Campbell, he knows anything up in the air is probably going to drift out towards him. So it's a good way to judge fly balls, to be a little further back, knowing that anything up that looks like you're going to be able to catch where he's standing right now, probably going to go out. So it's a lot easier to come in hard on those balls you're going to find drifting to you.
There is strike 3 called. Campbell is caught looking, and that'll do it. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left in scoring position, and after 1 inning here in Brisbane, there's no score. And you're watching the Australian Baseball League on Baseball Plus.
Welcome to Ace Comms, two-way radio and body-worn camera specialists. Ace Comms is proudly the Australian distributor for Motorola Solutions. Ace Comms was formed in 1988 in South Africa and has grown into a premier wireless communications technologies distributor. With a primary focus on Motorola Solutions, we also supply a wide variety of leading radio communications brands. We welcome the opportunity to discuss our partner network opportunity with you. Leverage off the high-demand wireless comms industry and let Ace Comms empower your business to grow.
Yo, up the middle, another base hit. Last Sunday, now he banks one to right field. 2. Yo's back. At the track he got it. Pump and the fire. Struck him out swinging.
Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
Nice to have you with us here at the ballpark. Lots of things going on. We've got at least 15 more innings of baseball. So plenty of time for you to come on out to Vidicon Stadium. Be part of the fun. This afternoon, enjoy some sunshine. And then we've got a 6 o'clock game, so that's a night game, and we won't be talking much about the sun. Here's a fly ball to right center. Drifting over is Skepton.
Oh, what a
beautiful running catch to take an extra base hit away from Harry Fullerton leading off here in the second inning. That was a dandy running catch by Skepton.
I tell you, we've talked so much about Skepton's bat, the things he's doing at the plate, which are outstanding, but we don't talk enough about his defense. He's had some fantastic plays running down balls out there. That one, I actually still can't quite understand how he managed to get a glove up to grab that one, but what a play by Alex Skepton.
That's the kind of action you see here in the ABL. That's a strike on Jack Barry. He's played just 3 games. He's 2 for 11, all here in this series going 2 for 11.
Last night had a big home run to give the Cavalry an early 3-0 lead.
He hits the ball in the air and foul down the right field line. And it's 0-2. So Connor McDonald will see what he can do about taking care of Jack Barry here in short order. Cam Tilley is on deck for Canberra. No score in the second inning in the sunshine and beautiful warm weather. The fastball is high. 1-2.
Not a bad spot to miss there. See if you can get Barry to have a swing at something up top. He's a pretty selective hitter, though, so he does know his zone, knows where he wants it.
Interesting to see what he'll throw. Will he go breaking ball down? And he does, and that is strike 3. So already 2 strikeouts by McDonald, who had recorded only 5 strikeouts in his first 14 2/3 innings this season.
Yeah, well, he's got really good swing and miss stuff. He just uses it in such a way that he managed to get a lot of soft contact. As a pitcher, strikeouts are great, but that soft contact stuff is something that gets you deeper and deeper into ball games.
The infield is very deep for Cam Tilley, the catcher, and the first pitch fouled away. Tilley is 1 for 4 in the series. He was the DH here on Thursday night. He's catching this first game because the Cavalry regular catcher, their star catcher, is Robbie Perkins, and he injured his knee late in the game last night making a throw. So Perkins is not available to manager Keith Ward here today. Here's a fastball high, If Tilly had a problem, Ward would go to Junpei Azuma, the Japanese first baseman, who in Japan has primarily been a catcher. So he's got some help there if Tilly has a problem. This one is fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tilly, 2 outs, nobody on here in the second inning.
And that'll be a tough ask of Tilly, who hasn't seen a lot of action behind the dish. He's got 3 games so far. He's caught 14 total innings, but catching a doubleheader in this Brisbane heat, that's going to be a tall order.
McDonald ready to go. Way outside, bounces up into Um's glove. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Bandits come into play just a game and a half behind first place Adelaide. The Giants are 11-4. The Bandits 9-5. So only a game and a half back. Ooh, that one misses. McDonald thought it was good enough to be a strike. And I'm sure that plate umpire James Shields not thrilled that McDonald started on his way to the dugout. But at least McDonald can say, I let him know what I thought. Tilly up there, payoff pitch. Fastball right down the middle, and he does not connect. So 3 strikeouts and a very impressive start here this afternoon for Connor McDonald. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Hall, Rushford, and Smith for Shane Watson's Bandits. No score.
No matter how you're driving Australia forward, trust Hino to bring you home. Hino, built for tomorrow, delivering today. That's the Hino advantage.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we're all about understanding your circumstances. We want to make sure that our clients have had the best service and an excellent experience. We're here to care for you.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we speak your language.
Ken Wilson along with C.J. Barnes. We're at Vidicon Stadium here in Brisbane off Newmarket Street. Great location, lovely neighborhood, not far really from downtown or the CBD as it's known.
Central Business District.
Central Business. That's a tough one for an American, but that's okay. I've gotten the hang of it on my many visits to Australia. There is really no such thing as downtown. CBD, when I first saw that, I thought it was a disease. Then I found out it was downtown. Took me a while, but here in the second inning, Taden Hall is going to lead it off for the Bandits.
Hall's had a rough go of late, not getting balls to fall in for hits. He was the hero Thursday night, though, on a hard hit ball back to the pitcher that managed to get Logan Wade in to score to win the game.
He has a notion and then holds back, and it's 1 strike. Taden is 10 out of 51. That's an average of 195. No homers, 2 RBIs. He has not hit a home run as a pro. And he's had, a good bit of action. As he likes to say, I've hit some home runs in spring training. But they're not in the record book. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is the sort of field that's really built for Taden Hall to be able to get his first professional home run. We've talked about the alley out in right center. He's a big kid, strong kid. He just doesn't have that loft. He's more of a contact guy.
He rips this one to right field. That's a single for Tayden Hall, so he has himself 4 hits here in the first 3 games of the series, so his bat coming alive a little bit.
We'd like to see that, and right on cue, a good contact guy. That is just a sweet piece of hitting there. Takes an inside fastball and just drills it into right. As he starts to work on getting under the ball a little bit more, those home runs will come. He's too big and too strong to not start putting balls out of the park.
Another youngster here, Milo Rushford. He looks at a strike. Milo is only 19 years of age. Went to high school in Sahuarita, Arizona, south of Tucson, 40 minutes from the U.S.-Mexican border. Takes one up and in, but good enough to be a strike. And he's in the hole 0-2.
It's funny, Ken, I can hear the infamous Brisbane Bandits Outlaws over just to our left in the stands, and they're singing songs for Milo Rushford.
Ground ball. Park. On to second. On to first, and a wild throw that stays in play. So 4-6 on the force out of Tayden Hall. Safe at first is Rushford, and that is out number 1.
Bit of bad luck there. Good pickup and throw from Min Park at second base. Greer did a good job getting that first out, but throws the ball away. I don't think he had a chance to get Rushford anyways. Rushford hustling down the line.
Here is Luke Smith, an 18-year-old, playing for the very first time in the ABL. He looks at a ball. He's just been put on the roster today as the young outfielder from Korea, Saiwon Park, who played early in the series, is out again with that wrist forearm injury. Just hasn't really healed. And there's a strike to Luke Smith. He's a, tell you how young he is. He's a 2023 high school grad. So that's pretty young.
18 years old from Burpengary, Queensland. He is a big kid, stands at 6'1", 176 pounds.
Little toss over to first, and Rushford staying close to the bag. Got to be an exciting moment for Luke Smith, getting himself in a pro ball game when he's practically still a high school student. He fouls this one out of play over the first base dugout, and it's 1-2. You might notice up the middle defensively for Canberra, Greer is playing short, Park at second. They flip-flopped the first 2 games. Park in games 1 and 2 played short. Greer played second. And their skipper, Keith Ward, said, well, they both play both positions, so I just sort of alternate them. High with a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Luke Smith with Milo Rushford at first, Will Riley, the 9th hitter, on deck, and 1 out here in the 2nd inning of a scoreless ball game. A 7-inning affair.
Min Park playing pretty close to second base up there. They're expecting probably Milo Rushford to run.
Here's a ground ball to third. Acton to Park, 1 onto Azuma, and it's 2 for the price of 1. Luke Smith in his pro debut grounds into a double play. After 2 innings here in Brisbane, there's no score.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
on, babe.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Garner McDonald ready to go to work in the third against Jalen Greer, and he offers a strike to begin things. Greer hitting .250. He just played in a couple of games here starting his season, going 2 for 8. Had a home run here on Thursday, and he's in the hole 0-2. Greer, Campbell, and then the leadoff man Moritz for Canberra here in the third inning, and there is no score. This one bounces up there. The Bandits have Riley in left this afternoon. Rushford in center. Skepton, who's made a dazzling catch already, in right. The infield third to first. Fritsch, Panetta, Smith, and Hall. McDonald and the battery. 22-year-old Jalen Greer swings, grounds one in the hole. What a play by Fritsch. Oh, baby. And the throw to first base in time. That's the kind of play you see regularly in Major League Baseball, but you don't see it regularly below the major leagues.
No, but it's something we do see regularly from Dermot Fritsch. He's just so smooth out there. Third, short, second, doesn't matter. Just always seems to be in a place to get leather on the ball and makes good throws every time.
Here is the veteran Michael Campbell. And he clubs the ball to left center, and it'll fall. Played by Rushford. Big turn by Campbell, and he'll hold at first base. That is the second hit this afternoon for the Cavalry.
That ball just dumped into left center there. Rushford did make a good break on the ball and covered a lot of ground, but wisely pulls up and allows Campbell the single.
Here is Andrew Moritz, the Cavalry leadoff hitter. Went down on strikes, a called strike 3 to begin the ball game. The Bandits look for 2. Here's a shot. It's into right field. A base hit. Campbell stops at second. Skepton gets the ball in. And they almost tag Campbell at second, but he's safe on the bag. Moritz has a hit, and that's back-to-back singles with one out here for the Cavalry.
This is taking shape a little bit like McDonald's last start here at Viticon against the Blue Sox. Worked 2 good innings, and then the Blue Sox strung together a few hits, scored a few runs. See how he reacts here with no outs.
Here is Min Park, who hit the ball deep to left for an out in the first inning. And that pushes him back. Ball 1. McDonald making his 4th start. He's been in 3 games as a reliever. No wins, 1 loss. 4.3 ERA coming in. He'd like to throw a ground ball here if possible. That's a strike.
Yeah,
1 ball, 1 strike.
McDonald only started pitching really a few years back. He was with Sydney, threw in a couple of games there, only a couple of innings, but really only started to become a pitcher in that 2017 season. Before that, he was a first baseman and an excellent hitter for Brisbane.
He fakes towards second base, where Michael Campbell is. Andrew Moritz at first. Hall plays well behind Moritz, so he can get himself a huge lead. 1 out here in the third, no score. Park hits a big chopper. Glove by Smith. On to Panetta. On to first. That's a double play. Nice job by the first game second baseman, Smith. And it goes 4-6-3, and that does it. So McDonald able to throw up that double play ball. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left. 2 stranded here early by Canberra. And we'll go to the bottom of the third inning. And here in Brisbane, there is no score. And you're watching the Australian Baseball League on Baseball Plus.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
Well, I'll be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Bandits baseball here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon at Vidicon Stadium. Bandits will come up here in the bottom of the third against Kevin McGovern. And this is a scoreless affair to this point. There have been 3 singles for the Cavalry, a pair of singles for the Bandits. And it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Brisbane here in the third inning.
Yeah, first batter up, Will Riley. He's been hitting. He's hitting at a 195 clip. But again, like Andrew Campbell, the numbers belie where he sort of ends up finding himself in key situations. He's got a couple of big hits for the Bandits. Managed to hit a big home run against Sydney. So, you know, he is hitting below 200, but he is getting the key hits when we need him.
1 for 3 in the series. After Riley, it'll be Pineda and then McGovern, 34 years of age, a Philadelphia native, and he bends one in for a strike. This is McGovern's 4th start, 2 wins, a loss, so he's won 2 of the 3 Cavalry victories. Only giving up 12 hits in his first 16 innings. He's going to have to hurry, and he makes a somewhat errant throw, run down by Park, and into second base goes Will Riley. That'll be a base hit and a throwing error on the pitcher.
That's one of those ones where, you know, McGovern being around the game for so long, you know, you're surprised he didn't just decide to eat that one. I don't think he had any shot at Riley. For those watching at home who like the art of bunting, what Will Riley did was about as perfect of a bunt as you can possibly lay down.
You're talking about the lost art of bunting?
The lost art of bunting. It absolutely is the lost art. And to bunt that fine like Will Riley just did, that is an absolutely lost art.
Here is Jack Pineda. Sent a fly ball to center in the first inning, and he takes ball 1. Pineda, a Baylor University product. Likes to play short, likes to hit leadoff. Again, this afternoon, Logan Wade not playing. He figures to play in the second game. This one fouled back. 4-game series, and the expectation was that Logan Wade would play 2 of the 4 games. And oh baby, did he play a game here on Thursday night. Had 4 hits, drove in 3 runs, and made hitting look very easy.
Yeah, you talk about one of those guys who was in the mix for everything on Thursday. It was Logan Wade. He was the one who scored the winning run as well.
This one is high. 2-1 on Pineda. The Bandits in the first inning had runners at second and third, couldn't get anyone in. Then had a base runner last inning, and the inning ended with a double play. That's low and away.
It's a good sign. Good sign for the Bandits, because if they're getting that sort of traffic, you know, those hits will start to come like we saw last night where, you know, they fell behind early but then managed to string a few together, and all of a sudden a couple of big hits and they were back in the ballgame.
Real hitters count here, 3-1. And the ball stroked to left center. Moritz giving chase. Way back. It is out of here. Oh, baby. The first home run of the season for Jack Pineda. A 2-run bolt to the left of the hitting background out there in left center field. And here in the third inning, the Bandits take the lead 2-0.
Well, I love being right, Ken. I say that they start getting those hits, start making those plays. They're going to get a big hit sooner or later to get on the board, and there Jack Pineda does. Doesn't do it easy, though. We talk about there being that right center lane to be able to hit home runs. He decides to go opposite field.
He got himself a hitter's count, and he hit it. Here is who walked in the first inning, and he fouls this one away. You look at the first 3 games of this series, including today, the Bandits have themselves 28 hits in this series, and the Cavalry has 17. So you out-hit a team 28-17, you have a chance of getting yourself some wins.
And for Bandits fans, with the way they're pitching, with the way the Bandits are pitching right now, the fact that those bats are starting to come alive, that only means good things.
And pitching has been a real asset for Shane Watson's team without any question. That's 4 home runs for the Bandits in the first 3 games of this series. So they're coming alive in just about every way you can measure offense. Hitting coming into today as a team, 227. Doesn't sound that exciting, but believe it or not, that's tied for 3rd in the league. On ball, right side, not hit very hard, but it's good enough for a hit. So who came into today's game with 3 hits in the first 2 games, has himself a walk and a single.
Baseball's a funny game. You look at the first couple of series when their batting averages were well and truly down, when they were below the Sydney Blue Sox for their team batting average. Sometimes you just don't get hits to fall. Now it doesn't seem like they can get hits to not fall in place.
Dermot Fritsch has singled to right in the first inning, so he has hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games. And that's strike 1 from the veteran right-hander Kevin McGovern.
Got good speed, so we'll see if he decides to maybe swipe second base here. Cam Tilley, a bit of an unknown factor behind the plate.
That one is tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. A big 2-run Jack Pineda home run here in the 3rd inning has given Brisbane a 2-0 lead. Trying to pick up their 4th consecutive win. Breaking ball down. And a new baseball out to McGovern.
And being in this position is what Shane Watson really wanted to have happen, where the Bandits have an opportunity to win another series, especially against a team that is struggling like Canberra is. So they are right on track, right on script.
Fritsch clubs it to left. That drops a base hit. Fullerton will get it back in. Stopping at second is And here in the 3rd inning, the Bandits have sent 4 to the plate, and they have 4 hits. And we're going to get a conference out on the mound.
And Paul Fletcher will head out to talk to McGovern. But Dermot Fritsch, he's not even hitting good pitches. He's just hitting everything. They can't seem to get him out.
And right now, Kevin McGovern can't seem to get anybody out. And the conference continues out on the mound. Well, let's remind everybody about all the excitement here at the ballpark. When you go behind the first base grandstand, you run into the merchandise store, you run into all sorts of food and beverage concession options, and you'll see, and I'm very impressed by this, some temporary facilities. And I've never seen any better, delivered by Panel Fab, the amazing temporary facilities here at Vidicon Stadium. That's just part of what to me is just everything is exceptional here at this ballpark.
Absolutely. And of course, there's the Panel Fab skybox overlooking the first base line. Great place to enjoy a game in the aircon, especially on a day like today.
Here's Alex Skepton, and he takes strike 1. Skepton, a fly to right in the first inning. He has himself 7 RBIs this season, and he's in an RBI spot here. At second, Fritsch at first, nobody out. Typically, you might bunt in this situation to move the runners up, but Skepton, not the kind of guy you're going to bunt with as he leads the league in hitting.
Yeah, not a guy like Skepton, even with last night, a few struggles at the plate. But the way he's been swinging a bat lately, you pretty much just let him go.
You get a bunting situation, you got your 3, 4, or 5 hitters up. It's no longer really a bunting situation unless you're really a small ball type of manager, which there are that would say, I don't care, a spot like this, I don't care who it is. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Skepton. Soupy Campbell is on deck over by the first base dugout. So Skepton goes down. There is the first out here in the Bandits' 3rd inning. Strikeout number 2 for McGovern.
Yeah, tough there. Really good pitch from McGovern. Breaking ball that just swept in onto that right knee. Looks like a splitter there. Just got just enough drop to fool Skepton.
Here is the veteran Soupy Campbell, called out on strikes in the 1st inning, leaving 2 runners in scoring position. And at strike 1, now he has 2 runners on base, the lead man in scoring position. So the right kind of hit, another run or 2 could come in here and add to the 2-0 lead. Swing and a foul that catches the plate umpire, James Shields. Game 2, unlike this one, will be 9 innings. This is a 7-inning game, and game 2 starts at 6 o'clock. You have a lot of time to get out and see the end of this game, plus the second game. We hope you'll find your way to Vidicon Stadium. This pitch high, gloved down neatly by Tilley, and it's 1-2.
Especially on a day like today. You go out into those grandstands, it's not too hot. It's just the right temperature. Enjoy a game of baseball, and then tonight it'll be outstanding if this day is any indication.
I see a few umbrellas in the crowd. Not a bad idea. In the sunshine.
Absolutely not.
Bring an umbrella. Time is called, and Tilley will go out to visit with McGovern.
Had a bit of cross up there with the signs. Perkins, as you said, Ken, their normal catcher. Having Tilley in there might just be a bit of confusion.
Campbell has himself a 1-2 count against the well-traveled Kevin McGovern. And that is an understatement.
Indeed it is. He even spent some time in your favorite professional league, the Pecos League.
Here's the pitch down and away.
With the Trinidad Triggers.
The best question about the Pico League, and it's been around for a while, is this. How does it survive? It's down in sort of in southern Arizona, New Mexico. They try to get into California. The count goes full on Campbell. Runners at first and second, 1 out, 2 in on a Pineda home run here in the 3rd inning. Yeah, when you play in the Pecos League, you've seen what the bottom looks like.
It's still professional baseball.
Yeah, it's professional baseball. That one is high, ball 4, and that loads him up. The second walk allowed by McGovern. Will be at 3rd, Fritsch at 2nd, and Campbell at 1st for Taden Hall.
Now Taden Hall, his first time up, ripped a single into right. Starting to see his bat come alive just a little bit. Now an opportunity for him to get more RBIs.
The 20-year-old hits the ball to center. It could be. It's way back, way back. Oh, baby! It's gone. A grand slam home run for Taden Hall. His first home run as a professional player. He touches them all, and he makes it now a 6-0 game. And how about that for Taden Hall?
Well, if you're going to make your first professional home run an exciting one, might as well make it a grand slam. Taden Hall did not miss that pitch from McGovern. He absolutely crushed it into the deepest part of the park. Congratulations, Taden Hall.
A 6-run 3rd inning for the Bandits. And here's the 8th hitter to bat in this inning, Milo Rushford. And a breaking pitch in for a strike. Congratulations to Taden Hall, Milwaukee Brewer farmhand. Wow, that's something.
Yeah, I was hoping he would, get himself another base knock or something, just knocking a few runs, keep that chain moving. I was not expecting him to unload in that way, but as I said, only a matter of time for a guy like Taden Hall to be able to finally get one he can drive out.
The count is 0-2 on Rushford. Luke Smith is on deck. Doing a little math here. In his pro career, including this season, Taden Hall has had 383 at-bats before the home run. That's a few.
I got to be honest, I find that very surprising given how well he makes contact, how big of a guy he is. It really surprised me. He's obviously got a particular type of swing. And that might be something that the Milwaukee Brewers are trying to work with on him, is to get a bit more of that loft, get under the ball a bit more and use that power. We saw it there.
This one hits the youngster, Milo Rushford, so he'll go to first base. Rushford walked a couple of times last night and walked on Thursday night also.
That one would have stung too. McGovern reached back. You heard the grunt. Reached back and got a little bit more behind that. Catches Rushford on the forearm. That one will sting.
Here is Luke Smith, the development player, getting a chance to play in the ABL for the first time. The runner goes, throw to first. Azuma's throw to second hits Rushford. So Rushford has himself
2 hit by pitches.
Stolen base.
There's nothing that feels more insulting than when you get on base via the hit by pitch and then you make a break and you get hit by a thrown ball again. Oh, poor guy.
So Luke Smith is up there awaiting the first pitch from McGovern, and it's well outside. Of course, when you're the first baseman, the throw comes over there. You have to step in to the infield grass to make sure you have a clear shot on the throw to second base, and it's hard to tell from where we are if Azuma executed that to perfection. There's a ball, and it is 2-0. Luke Smith at his first ABL at bat, last inning. He was the last out, hit into a double play, 5-4-3. The positive side, first ABL at bat, he hit the ball.
That's true. That's true. Not a strikeout. And look, the double play ball here, pretty unlikely, I think.
Be hard to do. 2 balls and a strike. On deck is Will Riley. Smith is the 9th batter to hit in the inning for the Bandits. They have put a 6 up on the scoreboard. Ground ball to third, checking the runner, and the throw by Acton is in time to retire Luke Smith. That is out number 2, and the man who led off the third with a single on a bunt, Will Riley, will come up for the second time in the frame.
Something tells me he won't be bunting here. But you always want to do the unexpected.
McGovern delivers, and the breaking ball low and away, ball 1. 2 home runs in the inning. A 2-run home run from Pineda, a grand slam from Hall, accounting for all 6 runs.
It's been an interesting turn of events for the Bandits. Prior to this, a lot of their runs have come via small ball, come via singles, maybe a bit of good luck. Now they're starting to hit the ball with some authority. Scored a lot of runs now via the home run.
Upstairs, 7 hits already this afternoon for the Bandits with their 6-0 lead.
This is how days start to feel very long for teams on the receiving end of a battering like this.
Runner at second is Rushford, and this pitch misses. So it is 3-0. And McGovern is not looking all that comfortable. He is been out there a long, long time.
Yeah, it's it's a hot day. Takes a lot out of you. He's thrown a lot of pitches this inning.
And that's a strike. 3-1. He just threw the fastball right into the middle of the strike zone.
Got 68 pitches so far, does McGovern.
Rushford gets the lead at second base, and this is a strike. 2 outs in the inning, 6 in. Don Lutz coaching at third as always. Matt Roxburgh coaching over at first for the Bandits. Lutz has got a sore arm after waving so many in here in the third inning. The good news with home runs, doesn't have to be that exact with it. Just sort of say, nice going, pat him on the back. And that's a walk to Riley. So he's been up twice and on base twice. And we'll have a conference out on the mound as the catcher Tilley goes out to visit with McGovern, with Pineda coming up.
And I imagine this one here is just about buying a little bit of time. Yeah, here comes Keith Ward, so they'll be making a change.
He's going to go 2 2/3. Gives up 7 hits, 6 runs to this point. Walks a total of 2 and strikes out 2. Not the kind of inning he would like, to be sure. So we have our call to the bullpen, brought to you by Ace Comms. 6-0 Bandits. What an afternoon. Back at the ballpark after these messages.
Welcome to Ace Comms, two-way radio and body-worn camera specialists. Ace Comms is proudly the Australian distributor for Motorola Solutions. Ace Comms was formed in 1988 in South Africa and has grown into a premier wireless communications technologies distributor. With a primary focus on Motorola solutions, we also supply a wide variety of leading radio communications brands. We welcome the opportunity to discuss our partner network opportunity with you. Leverage off the high-demand wireless comms industry and let Ace Comms empower your business to grow.
Yo, up the middle, another base hit. Last Sunday, now he banks one to right field. 2. Yo's back. At the track he got it. Pumped and the fire. Struck him out swinging.
Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
The new pitcher for the Canberra Cavalry is right-hander Billy Parsons.
4th time on the bump for Canberra so far this season. He's only thrown 5 innings, but has been very good in them. Struck out a couple. He does have 4 walks, so the whip is pretty high, but has yet to give up a run.
He has experience in the league going back to 2021. Coming in, had pitched in 28 games in the ABL, 36 innings, with a pretty darn good ERA of 1.5. So he'll see what he can do about halting this Bandits onslaught here in the 3rd inning. Bonita earlier in the inning belted a 2-run home run to left center field. He comes up with Rushford at second, Riley at first, and 2 down. Parsons' first pitch drops right into the strike zone, 0-1.
Yeah, Parsons did have a good earlier part of the year in 2023 with Sussex County Miners of the Frontier League. Went 5-2 there for Sussex County.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, he did pitch well, didn't he? Pitched very well with Sussex County in the East Division of the Frontier League. Sussex County being in New Jersey.
34 strikeouts in 36 innings pitched there.
Here's a liner and high in the air to make the catch is Park. So Pineda is retired, and that is the final out here in an inning that saw 11 Bandits come to the plate. The Bandits get 6 runs in the inning. They leave a couple, and we move to the 4th inning. It is all Brisbane, 6-0.
No matter how you're driving Australia forward, trust Hino to bring you home. Hino, built for tomorrow, delivering today. That's the Hino advantage.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we're all about understanding your circumstances. We want to make sure that our clients have had the best service and an excellent experience. We're here to care for you.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we speak your language.
Big Connor McDonald will go to work in the 4th inning. And you talk about a good spot to be in. He has a sweet 6-0 lead. Through the first 3, he has shut out Canberra on 3 hits. He has struck out 3. He has not walked anyone. And he'll face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters here, Acton, Azuma, and Fullerton. Acton had one of the hits, a 2-out first inning single, and he looks at strike 1.
I always find it interesting to look at pitchers who have had to sit through a long inning, and that was a long time for Connor McDonald to have a break. You know, how they come back if they're still throwing like they were. So far, so good for Connor McDonald.
1 ball, 1 strike. McDonald, 27 years of age now. He's a big guy, 6'5", weighs 200 pounds or so. Breaking ball misses. 1-1.
I would definitely edge towards the or so there. He's a big boy.
Doesn't look like he has an ounce of fat, however.
No.
Acton with 1 homer this season, and he hits this ball in the air to left. Riley there, and he's got it, and just like that, 1 away.
That's the thing with Connor McDonald. You know, he'll give up a few singles here and there. He might walk a guy, but he just does not give you anything you can make really good contact with. A lot of that soft breaking stuff keeps guys on the ground or with those soft fly balls.
Here's the cleanup hitter, Junpai Azuma, who came into this 4-game series hitting .361. He's dropped almost 50 pounds, 50 points rather, in the first 3 games of the series. .361, he was red hot, and he's 1 for 9 in the 3 games so far in this 4-game set. Breaking pitch, he doesn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on, 4th inning. Fullerton will follow Azuma, and the Cavalry in a deep hole. They're down 6-0 in a 7-inning game. Swing and a miss on one that bounces near home plate. 1-2.
It's interesting because Junpai Azuma, one of the better hitters in the league at the moment. He's had some really great series. I've seen him make that same swing on that same pitch several times. That breaking pitch in the dirt seems to be a bit of kryptonite for him.
2-2. The Cavalry coming in with the same team batting average as the Bandits, .227, which ties them for 3rd best in the 6-team league, so just the middle of the pack. Here's a grounder foul. Of course, now this afternoon the Bandits with the offense really rocking and rolling, has lifted that 227 batting average. But it's it's nothing either way, kind of just in the middle of the pack. Azuma takes it high. The ABL league, if you took all 6 teams, the whole enchilada, 228. So there's not been any extra offense. Swing and a miss. The breaking pitch misses his bat, and it's 2 up and 2 down. 3 strikeouts. Check it, make it 4 strikeouts now for McDonald.
And there was that same swing and miss from Junpei Azuma on that breaking pitch on the outside part of the plate in the dirt. You know, if I'm Connor McDonald or the other Bandits pitchers, I'm throwing there all the time to that guy.
This is Harry Fullerton, who fly deep to right center. That was the great catch that was made by Skepton out there. 1 strike.
You know, just on the team batting averages note, Ken, what is interesting in that dynamic is, yes, they're both in the middle of the pack, but coming into this series, the Bandits are hitting about 207. The Canberra Cavalry are hitting 237. So to see those 2 averages sort of make that move, clearly, you know, we're seeing how this series has affected it.
Nice play by Smith. You wonder how McDonald would do after the long layoff.
I'm satisfied.
11 hitters up in the bottom of the 3rd. He mows them down. 1, 2, 3. To the bottom of the 4th inning. Will lead off, and the Bandits are on top 6-0.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Nice to have you along with us with CJ Barnes. I'm Ken Wilson. This is game 1 of 2. Second game will start at 6 o'clock, which tells me that whatever you might be doing now besides watching our game, that you can make plans and come out and be here for game number 2. Wan Bin Hong will start for Canberra, and the lefty, Brian Fitzpatrick, will make the start in the second game for the Bandits. So a lot of baseball yet, and hey, if you're ready to jump in the car right now, you can see the end of this game. Young Chan has walked and singled. Takes one right down the pipe. Strike 1.
And I tell you what, Ken, if I was coming down to the park tonight, I'd be heading to the Wild West Saloon. I would. It's $65 for all you can eat, barbecue, and all you can drink beer for 2 hours.
That's tough to beat. That's a good price. It's a great event. Down the third baseline with the tent. Nice view of the game. Tented. That's a key, especially if you come out yet for the rest of this game. 1 ball, 1 strike on Swing and a miss. The Wild West Saloon. 2 hours. I can eat a lot in 2 hours. In fact, as I can get to the point where I couldn't eat anymore.
That's, yeah, absolutely.
And that's saying a lot, by the way.
And, I probably find myself enjoying some Archer Brewing beer
Big hop for Park, the second baseman. 4-3 on the putout, 1 out in the 4th inning. I've got to get myself over there to Archer Brewing. It's right up here on Newmarket Street.
That's right around the corner from Viticon Stadium. They've got their nice little showroom area. They brew everything on site. They've been brewing beer for the last few years, but they only opened up their showroom just this season. And just driving past it on the way home from the park, it looks fantastic in there.
Rich is 2 for 2, and he is pushed back. Ball 1. Craft beer. It's
Craft
everywhere.
beer.
It's everywhere.
It is. And you know what? Coming from Portland, Oregon, where I was born and raised, the land of craft beer there.
That's a strike, and it's 1-1. They have craft breweries every 2 or 3 blocks in Portland, Oregon, and I'll tell you how the industry is going. It's been a growing industry, and now it's taken a turn the other way where some of the long-time breweries and brewery restaurants in Portland are closing down. I mean, it's the old business, the old competition.
Absolutely.
That happens.
I went to when I was there with a friend, this would have been 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. I went there with a friend, and there was a microbrewery in somebody's house.
Down in the dirt, 2-2 on Fridge.
I mean, the Portland City Council playing fast and loose with some of the zoning laws there. I kid you not, I walked down a neighborhood in downtown Portland, and you come up to a house, and it's just a house, and inside is a microbrewery and a restaurant.
Rich strides, checks his swing, and the count goes full.
And the beer was fantastic.
Yeah.
Really good beer.
I'll tell you how big craft beer is in Portland, Oregon, and in other cities in the United States. I think I can say that if you say I'd like a Bud Light, they look at you like you're an idiot, like it doesn't exist. Down low, ball 4, a 1-out walk to Fritsch here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, it's it's been like that for years. It was like that even when I was in high school back pre-2000s. It was like that. Just grew up, and I remember when I first became of drinking age, go and hang out at the Rock Bottom Brewery down on 2nd in downtown Portland. That was the place to go. They had and McMinimum's pubs. Oh,
they're everywhere.
Now I'm having some nostalgia. Terminator Stout. I remember loving that beer.
Alex Skepton has flied out and struck out, and it's 1 strike. At first base, Fritsch, 1 down. We're in the 4th inning of Game 1. And the Bandits put a 6 on the board last inning, the 3rd, and they lead 6-0. I'm not saying I'm a real strong drinking man, but I have liked some of the local beer here in Brisbane. I wouldn't say I've been surprised. I've been happy. How's that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some good stuff, and as you go further down south towards the Goldie and into northern New South Wales, there's some really good breweries there. Myself, I'm a big fan of Bolter Brewing. Their XPA is one of my favorite beers at the moment. But when I'm up here in Brisbane, Archer Brewing, that's the place for me.
You're a craft man. I like it. Skepton up there, 2-1, takes a fastball right down the middle. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's interesting watching Alex Skepton here. Last night he had the struggles at the plate. Tonight he's not hitting like the Alex Skepton and he just looks a little bit uncomfortable. Not sure what's going on with the young hitter, but his at bats don't look the same way they used to.
He goes fishing a bit there, and he is out on strikes. He has struck out twice here this afternoon. And he struck out twice last night.
And that one there, a little split finger from Parsons. Nothing too special about it, but he just doesn't seem to be seeing the baseball the same way that he has in the past series and in the first game this series.
Thursday night, he had 3 hits, including a 2-run homer. Since the 2-run homer, it has not been a good story. The first pitch to Soupy Campbell is a ball, but you go back to hitting, and some say it's 75% mental, some say it's 90% mental. but there's no question there's a mental aspect to it.
Absolutely.
And it's a very, very tricky thing. I mean, if you're going really well, you want to mentally stay in the groove. Sometimes you get going so well, you kind of mentally drift off the path a little bit.
Hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in professional sports. And, if you get out of sorts, even just from a mental place, it throws everything out of whack, and there's no real rhyme or reason why it happens. It just happens.
Rich gets the lead at first with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. And the ball hit foul off to the left by Soupy Campbell. Yeah, hitting is the old saying, I can hit a fastball, but if it has any bend to it, forget it. I can't hit it.
People, I always get people ask me when you say a guy hits 300, a guy hits, 250, what does that mean? And, that the thought will be finished next inning.
Campbell strikes out. The second strikeout for Billy Parsons, working in relief of Kevin McGovern. So the Bandits leave a runner. They've left 5. We've seen 4 exciting innings of baseball, and the Bandits are on top 6-0.
Welcome to Ace Comms, two-way radio and body-worn camera specialists. Ace Comms is proudly the Australian distributor for Motorola Solutions. Ace Comms was formed in 1988 in South Africa and has grown into a premier wireless communications technologies distributor. With a primary focus on Motorola Solutions, we also supply a wide variety of leading radio communications brands. We welcome the opportunity to discuss our partner network opportunity with you. Leverage off the high-demand wireless comms industry and let Ace Comms empower your business to grow.
Yo, up the middle, another base hit. Last Sunday, now he banks one to right field. 2. Yo's back. At the track, he got it. Pumped and a fire. Struck him out swinging.
Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
The Bandits with a delicious 6-0 lead, and the game goes to the 5th inning.
Game goes to the top of the 5th. Yeah, 6-0 lead. You feel like this one's very much in hand. Connor McDonald has been terrific so far in this game. Hasn't really had a whole lot to do with guys on the base paths, so here he comes out for the 5th. Hoping to get at least another 3 outs for Shane Watson.
Barry, Tilley, and Greer for the Cavalry. Ball 1. Do you remember what you were talking about when that other inning?
Yes, batting averages. We talk about 300, 250, things like that. And what that means is that it's a percentage. It means that a guy who hits 300, which is a very high average for Major League Baseball, is only hitting the ball 30% of the time. That means he's failing to hit the ball 70% of the time. You find me any other job where you can get paid millions and millions of dollars to fail 70% of the time.
Here's a shot on the ground to short. Pineda over to Hall. 1 up and 1 down. The other way to look at it, and your way is terrific, because hitting is an effort that is failure most of the time. Look at it this way. If you hit 302, you're a star, and you play in the All-Star game. If you hit 262, you're an average player. That's 40 points, and out of 1,000, that's nothing.
Absolutely.
But in baseball, it's everything.
100%. 100%. I mean, that means that's the difference between a big-time contract and, maybe a middle-of-the-road contract. And when you break it down, it's not even that many hits.
Cam Tilley lifts it to shallow right center, and there to make the grab is Smith. 2 up and 2 down. That's amazing. I mean, that's mind-blowing when you think about it. You hit 262, and you're going, I hope I get a new contract. How many years can I get in the big leagues? And the guy hits 302. He's got How many more hits does he have than the fella who's hitting 262?
I saw a breakout. I have to try and find it, but I saw a breakdown of that, and it's not as many as you think. It's not like a guy's hitting 100, 200 more hits than somebody else. It's literally can be the difference between, 20 to 30 hits, and those 20 to 30 hits, that can be just a bit of bad luck.
Jale and Greer up there 1-1, 2 outs, nobody on. I'm going to start a story here with 2 outs that I shouldn't start. I had a player once in the big leagues that I watched his entire season. He was a left-handed hitting shortstop, slap hitter. Ground ball to short. Bonita throws it over to first.
You did this to yourself, Ken.
And he hit like 315. I went back, I took his bunt hits and his infield hits away. His average was 232. Figure that one out.
That's too much math for me.
But he became a 300 hitter with bunts and infield hits with his speed. So the Cavalry go in order in the 5th inning. It remains 6-0 Brisbane.
No matter how you're driving Australia forward, trust Hino to bring you home. Hino, built for tomorrow, delivering today. That's the Hino advantage.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we're all about understanding your circumstances. We want to make sure that our clients have had the best service and an excellent experience. We're here to care for you.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we speak your language.
Beautiful, sunny Saturday afternoon at the ballpark. And look at that little baby.
Hey, Bandits fan in the making. Got the bit. Yeah, that's right. Go Bandits.
Nice crowd for this game, and we hope you'll be part of the gathering for the 6 o'clock game. Billy Parsons working in relief of Kevin McGovern, and he really has settled down the Bandits' bats. Tayden Hall, a grand slammer in the 3rd inning. Takes ball 1. That followed a 2-run Pineda home run, and those 2 4-baggers tell you the entire story of the offense here in this game. Hall, Rushford, and Smith. And this one wide, and it's 2-0.
It's good to see Tayden Hall come alive. The home run, obviously, that's a really fantastic achievement for him. His first ever as a pro hitter. But 2 for 2 on the day. It's a good day at the ballpark for Tayden Hall.
He has 5 hits in the first 3 games of the series, and the play at shortstop unable to be made by Greer. So give Tayden Hall another hit. 3 for 3 this afternoon, and he has 6 hits in the first 3 games of this 4-game set.
Have a day at the park, Tayden Hall. Good effort by Jalen Greer over there at short. He tried to get a glove on it, but it took a little bit of a funny hop. But still a very tough play, and Tayden Hall finds himself on first base.
That's the first hit allowed by the right-hander Parsons. And here's Milo Rushford, who has hit into a force out and been hit by a pitch. He has a cut and a miss. Strike 1. 6 left-handed hitters in the starting lineup this afternoon for the Bandits against the veteran southpaw Kevin McGovern. So you think that they're happy to finally get a look here at a right-hander? Well, these left-handed hitters. And that one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they didn't really mind seeing the left-hander Kevin McGovern today either, did they? Because
no, they handled him.
They handled that challenge pretty well.
He went the first 2 2/3. This one popped up, the third baseman Acton with the sunglasses, and he needs them, and he makes the catch. Holding at first is Hall, and there's one away for Luke Smith.
You see Milo Rushford's at bats, and he's he's feeling that frustration that you saw a lot in the at bats with Taden Hall. Taden Hall finally starting to come around. You feel like Milo Rushford is the type of hitter that's going to do the exact same thing.
I agree. I think Rushford is a hitter. Here's Luke Smith. He's hit ground balls both occasions to the third baseman. Strike one here. Back in the second inning, he ended the inning hitting into a 5-4-3 double play and then grounded out in the third when the Bandits sent 11 hitters to the plate and scored 6 runs. A 2-run Pineda homer and then that Hall grand slammer. That's a strike. So the youngster Smith, only 18 years of age, is in the hole 0-2. Hall at first, an average lead held by Azuma. The Cavalry look for the double play ball here.
Taden Hall not really a threat to steal. Big fella can run, but not quite as fleet of foot as some of the other players on the Bandits team.
Fastball makes it a difficult at bat for Luke Smith. He strikes out and they're 2 down. Just to kind of round out our discussion of batting averages, which you could argue are not all that important. I mentioned that the league batting average is 228 in the ABL this season, which is extremely low. In the big leagues this year, the overall average was 248, which is extremely low. There is strike one on Will Riley. And if you look back historically, in 2000 in Major League Baseball, the overall average was 270, and it dropped 23 years later to 248. Swing and a miss. And the 228 here in the ABL is pretty darn low.
Yeah, it seems to be. But you wonder how much of that is just those early season times where hitters are trying to catch up to the pitching. You know, pitching is not an easy task, but you know you're able to bring that along a lot quicker than timing up hitting. So we'll see how the league reacts, how it starts to develop through the course of the season, and you might see those numbers tick their way up as we get closer to round 10.
And then they may not.
Then they may not either, yeah.
That's why we're here. That's what we watch. There's a ground foul over to the first base dugout.
Well, you know, the Bandits, they were, early season, they had a very low team batting average. They're starting to rise up. You know, you might see a little bit of that course correction and maybe end up a little closer to that 240 mark.
That's a strike. And that's it for Riley. 4 strikeouts for the reliever, Billy Parsons. A leadoff single for Taden Hall, and he is stranded. This game goes to the 6th inning. We're at Viticon Stadium in Brisbane, and this is the Australian Baseball League on Baseball Plus.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
The Bandits are only 6 cavalry outs away from their 4th straight victory and running their overall record to 10-5. Here is Michael Campbell leading off. He takes ball 1. Campbell, truly a veteran. In his 7th ABL season, he is 37 years of age. He was 0 for 4 last night. He has a single here tonight. Only 3 Canberra hits off Connor McDonald, and the count is 2-0.
Connor McDonald run back out there for the 6th inning. He has not gone past the 5th in any of his starts thus far, but looking at his pitch count, he is only at 52 at the moment.
A roller off the bat of Campbell into right field. He is 2 for 2. That ends a stretch for Connor McDonald of retiring 7 consecutive hitters.
And he's done so efficiently. 52 pitches, 33 of them strikes so far. By comparison, starter Luke McGovern threw 73 pitches, and even Billy Parsons, who's now worked last few for Canberra, is up to 37.
Andrew Moritz has struck out and singled, and it's 1-0. Moritz, a 26-year-old, not a real big kid. He's about 5'9", 5'10". Just completed a string of 5 seasons in the Atlanta Braves minor league system. There's a strike. Kind of ties in with what we were talking about earlier. Moritz, in 5 minor league seasons with Atlanta, hit .268. You know, 2.6. It's not like he hit .215. 268's not bad.
It's not bad, but I think when you look at how rare it is and how difficult it is to get that call up to a higher level, up to the big leagues, you're going to have either some larger X factor or be really punishing baseballs in those lower levels.
Park on deck. Moritz at the plate. Runner at first base is Campbell with a leadoff single here in the 6th inning. 4 hits now for Canberra. The ball popped foul off to the left. The Bandits opened the season at Adelaide. And, of course, Adelaide's had a great start. They got 1 win in the 4 games there. Then came home, won 3 out of 4 from Sydney. Went to Melbourne, won 3 out of 4. And have taken the first 2 here from Canberra. Here's the pitch. Swing and a little foul. And, of course, we have the 4th and final game of this round 4 series coming up at 6 o'clock. And then next weekend, the Bandits will be way, 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 way out there in Perth.
Go West, young men.
Can you drive to Perth, or is that really impossible?
It's not impossible. It's just not very highly recommended.
The ball is skied, foul off a third. It would take an American to ask that question.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible. You cross some really difficult terrain and some places where, you definitely don't want to have your car break down or anything like that. But, yeah, it is possible. I have some friends who actually made a trip out that way by a car.
Are they still alive?
They are.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge.
Here's ball hit to center, well tagged, way back, and this one clears the fence. A 2-run homer for Andrew Moritz. He plates Campbell, and he circles the bases with his first home run of the season and his 2nd and 3rd RBIs.
And that'll get some activity going in the Bandits bullpen.
The old waist-high pitch.
Yeah, it's not the one you want to throw. But McDonald's still with a pretty comfortable lead there at 6-2.
And the batter is Min Park, who is 0 for 2, 2 for 10 in the series, and he looks at strike 1. It's like asking an American about driving from the East Coast to Perth. When I've been in Europe, Europeans always say to me, I want to go to New York and LA, and I'm looking forward to driving. And I go,
no, you're not.
There's not an American who has ever driven from New York to Los Angeles. That's a bit of an exaggeration. But certainly I would never do it.
No, that's a tough drive. The big difference, I think, really is that if you drive from the east coast in Australia to the west coast of Australia, there's not a lot in between. It's not very developed, whereas if you drive from New York to LA, you're driving through a lot of sort of interesting parts, some interesting, some not, but there's a lot to see.
There's quite a bit of some not.
Yeah,
I might
there
add.
is. Especially that middle about 1,000 miles in there.
Yeah. When you get to the Mississippi River and you're headed to the Rocky Mountains, there's a pretty poor stretch there. Grounder, the shortstop, Panetta on to Hall, and Park is retired. One thing about Australia and the U.S. have got in common, a lot of real estate.
A lot of real estate.
Corey Acton will step in. He is the Canberra third baseman, the 24-year-old. He takes the ball.
Tough call there. Good-looking breaking pitch from Connor McDonald.
Acton chops it off the dish. Foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6-2 is the score. All the scoring in this game has come on home runs. 2 by the Bandits and 1 by the Cavalry.
That's coming into the game with a couple of teams that haven't hit a whole lot of home runs.
This one is low. Well, we've seen some home runs in this series. We had 2 home runs on Thursday. Yesterday, last night, we had 4 home runs. And I'm running out of fingers. There's a strike called. And we've had 3 home runs today here in game number 1. So we've had our fill of home runs, and it's, I'd say finally, if you will, shown that this is a ballpark that will feature a lot of home runs. Acton up there now with a count of 3-2 facing Connor McDonald. DJ mentioned he played in the Major League farm systems. He was with the Houston Astros farm system as a first baseman, then was set to go to the Pirates as a pitcher. And he walks Acton. McDonald was signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates prior to the 2018 season, but he had Tommy John surgery, and the Pirates decided he couldn't pass a physical, so he never ended up in the Pirates organization as a pitcher. So that's going to do it for him.
Yeah, it might be it there for Connor McDonald. That'll bring in Kyungwon Lim. Trots in.
Nice outing for Connor McDonald as he goes 5 1/3. We'll return to the ballpark where the Bandits are leading the Cavalry 6-2 after this timeout.
Welcome to Ace Comms, two-way radio and body-worn camera specialists. Ace Comms is proudly the Australian distributor for Motorola Solutions. Ace Comms was formed in 1988 in South Africa and has grown into a premier wireless communications technologies distributor. With a primary focus on Motorola Solutions, we also supply a wide variety of leading radio communications brands. We welcome the opportunity to discuss our partner network opportunity with you. Leverage off the high-demand wireless comms industry and let Ace Comms empower your business to grow.
Yo, up the middle, another base hit. Last Sunday, now he banks one to right field. 2. Yo's back. At the track, he got it. Pump and a fire. Struck him out swinging.
Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
Connor McDonald leaves in a position to get his first victory of the season, and he gives way to Kyungwon Lim, the 22-year-old.
Youngwon Lim on for the 8th time, has thrown very well in 8 innings for Brisbane. He does tend to give up a few walks, and that came back to bite him Thursday night where he gave up a couple of runs in relief. But still, this 4.5 ERA sort of belies how effective he's been out of the bullpen.
He needs to get 4 outs, and if he doesn't do it alone, the bullpen needs to get 4 outs here in this 7-inning game. Of course, the Bandits with a group of players from South Korea, Lim being one of them.
Yeah, partnership with the Bandits and the NC Dinos of the KBO. It's brought over 3 players this season, with more to come in future seasons.
We have players from Japan, including this fella, Junpei Azuma. And he takes a ball. Azuma has flied out and struck out 1 for 10 in the series. NC Dinos, owned by the software company NC Soft. Changwon, South Korea.
Yeah, we discussed them. They built a pretty spectacular park there in didn't you say it was the 8th largest city in Korea? 11th largest city in Korea. Excuse me. Pardon.
A million population. Throw to first and back safely is Acton. 1 million people in Changwon, South Korea, the 11th largest city in South Korea. They have some people in South Korea.
They do.
And
that's the 11th largest. And not a lot of floor space there. We're talking about, the U.S., Australia having a lot of real estate. Not very much in South Korea.
Azuma up there, throw to first. I have not been to South Korea, but Changwon sounds like an interesting place. It's an industrial city, and it is South Korea's first planned city modeled after Canberra, Australia. Here's a grounder foul with Acton on the run.
Acton,
I learned that and I was stunned, but Acton running there.
Acton had a great jump on that one, spoiled by Azuma. He was sort of trotting off well before Lim let go of the ball.
So if we went to Changwon, South Korea, I would expect in some ways it would look like Canberra, Australia. 2 planned cities, but I'm not sure why the South Koreans decided to build a planned city and model it after Canberra. Must be that Canberra's a pretty nice place.
No comment, Ken. No comment.
Have you been there?
I have been to Canberra. It's it's nice during the day. It gets a bit cold at night.
I was thinking you might be suggesting that it would be a tad bit quiet because not great at night.
No, it's it's your typical. It's like Washington D.C. It's your typical sort of political central hub. So a lot of politicians there.
They refer to it as government cities.
Yeah, it's definitely a government city.
Throw to first. Whoa! Just getting back is Acton. He's there with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Andrew Moritz has hit a 2-run homer to cut the Bandits' lead to 6-2.
Yeah, Acton out there being a little bit of a pest, but that's what he's been doing all season long. Very fast, very good on the base paths.
The ball hit in the air and fairly deep to right. Back is Skepta. Now he'll throw to first. Not in time to double up Acton, and that is the 2nd out here in the inning. So Lim comes in, gets an out quickly in relief of Connor McDonald, who goes 5 1/3. Gives up to this point 2 runs on 5 hits, walks 1, strikes out 4. Pretty darn good outing for Connor McDonald. Here is Harry Fullerton, who's fly deep to right center. A great catch by Skepta. And after that, he's grounded out. So he's 2 for 9 in the series. Harry Fullerton.
Fullerton's had a pretty good series. Had a good game Thursday night.
Throw to first. Ball gets by Hall. Acton gets up, goes to second. The throw is there in time. He is out. Out at second base is Acton. So the good recovery, the 3-4 put out. And in the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. The big blow, the Andrew Moritz home run. So the Cavalry through in the 6th inning. The Bandits will come up in their half of the 6th with a 6-2 lead in the top of their order.
No matter how you're driving Australia forward, trust Hino to bring you home. Hino, built for tomorrow, delivering today. That's the Hino advantage.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we're all about understanding your circumstances. We want to make sure that our clients have had the best service and an excellent experience. We're here to care for you.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we speak your language.
What a day, huh? Blue sky, just gorgeous here at Vidicon Stadium. Weather obviously will be perfect at 6 o'clock when the 9-inning second game of this doubleheader will be played. I'm looking forward to seeing Brian Fitzpatrick, the left-hander, pitch for the Bandits. He'll be opposed by Juan Bin Hong. And we invite you out. $65 is all it takes to get into the Wild West Saloon. Couple hours of free beverages and all the barbecue buffet you can endure. So we hope you'll come out for the second game. Here's Jack Pineda leading it off in the 6th inning. He's flied to center, cracked a 2-run homer in the 3rd, and lined to second in the 3rd. 11 Bandits batted in the 3rd inning when they got all their 6 runs. The Pineda 2-run homer, and then, of course, the highlight of the day, the grand slam home run off the bat of Tayden Hall. Pineda, feet fairly close together, takes a real big stride, bounds one to Azuma. He'll do it himself. That's 1 up and 1 down here in Brisbane's 6th inning. Let's look ahead to the 7th, which should be the final inning of this game. And the Cavalry will send up their 5th, 6th, and 7th hitters, Fullerton, Barry, and Tilley.
An opportunity there for Canberra. Those guys have been hitting really well. Jack Barry, of course, with a 3-run home run last night.
Here's a bullet drilled to left by Heung Chan I'll tell you something. That's his 2nd hit plus a walk this afternoon. And he, all of a sudden, he had a single and a sacrifice on Thursday night, batting down in the order in the 9th spot. And then Shane Watson moves him up to the 2 spot. PJ, he looks like a totally different hitter.
Oh, he's just hitting with so much confidence. And the thing I like about Heung Chan is, he's a young kid, so obviously he's still got a lot of that passion, has a lot of fun with it. But, he's kind of an electric personality as well. He's got a smile on him that can light up a room. And, when he hit that home run last night, the amount of exuberance he shows just makes it so infectious to watch him as he runs the bases.
Parsons pitch to Fritsch, a strike called, 1-1. Fritsch played a little college ball. Of course, he's a native of Australia, played some college ball at Western Nebraska College. This pitch misses, and it's 2-1. You might ask, where is Western Nebraska College?
In the western part of Nebraska?
Hey, that is very good. you get extra credit for coming
Thank
up
you.
with that answer. And also, it's located in Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
Ah, yes, Scotts Bluff.
Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Nebraska. I have been to Omaha twice. Can't remember why I was there the first time, but I went like I do everywhere. I went to a ball game. Second time I was there for a United States Hockey League owners meeting. I was not an owner. I was filling in.
Well, of course, Omaha, Nebraska, the home of the College World Series.
Deep right field corner, way back and foul, and just shy of the wall. So it's 2-2 on Fritsch. Omaha, Nebraska. College World Series is a big, big thing and getting seemingly bigger every year.
Absolutely. It's a huge, huge event. It takes place over several tournaments as they feed into that final tournament. I knew a few of the guys who were playing with Oregon State for a couple of their championship years.
Rich swings, grounds the ball to short. Greer on to second to Park, on to first, not in time. So is erased 6-4. Rich safe on the fielder's choice, and there are 2 outs.
That play developed just a little too slowly for Jalen Greer and Min Park to be able to make that turn. They did get the 1 out, but Fritsch was hustling. He runs pretty well down the line.
Well, let's see what Skepton could do. He'd love to get a base hit here to end this first game and get himself back in the hit mode. He hasn't had a hit since his 7th inning 2-run homer here on Thursday night.
Well, that'll do it.
Hit by a pitch. So 2 on and 2 out. And the batter will be Soupy Campbell. Parsons has not given up much since coming in for the veteran starter Kevin McGovern. He's given up just 2 singles. He's walked the hitter and now hit a man. And here's the conference on the mound.
Paul Fletcher might be out there just trying to settle down Billy Parsons.
So they've had their chat. And Soupy Campbell is ready to hit, looking for his first safety of this game. He has struck out twice with a walk in the middle.
Yeah, Fletcher might have just gone out there to let Parsons know, hey, man, this is all on you. We're not going to bring anybody else in. You got to finish this game.
First pitch, knee-high, strike call.
Yeah, message received by Billy Parsons.
Throw strikes. Soupy, 31 years of age, his 13th season. And that's a strike. So he came in having played 363 games. I believe he's played every game, right? This is game 15.
Yep.
So that gives him 378 games played. The record, some record, David Sutherland, 378 games. That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games to play in a career, especially when you're looking at, only about 40 games a season.
378 games. Campbell up there 0-2, so he just got to defend the strike zone. And it's 1-2.
And Campbell spent many, many years as one of the fixtures here of the Brisbane Bandits, one of the big sluggers. And he's had lower production than he would have liked to have seen last year. Numbers aren't really great this year, but he seems to really be making his mark.
He strikes out, and that ends the 6th inning. No runs, a hit, and a runner left on base. 7 stranded this afternoon by the Bandits, and the spotlight now goes to the Canberra top of the 7th as they trail in this contest 6-2.
job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
The final 3 outs is all the Bandits are looking for as Cavalry comes up in the 7th inning against reliever Youngwon Lim after Connor McDonald goes 5 1/3, gives up 2 runs, 5 hits, walks 1, strikes out 4. Lim came on in the 6th and got Azuma to fly out for the final out. And now it's Fullerton. Actually, the final out was when Acton was picked off first. Fullerton was at the plate, so he'll lead it off. Then Barry and Tilley, the final hope here in the 7th inning for Keith Ward's Cavalry.
Yeah, looks like he missed on the inside corner there, threw it behind Fullerton.
Close, but not close enough.
If I was Lim, I'd be asking the umpire where that one was. Where'd that miss?
Lim, the 22-year-old who has the interesting delivery, kind of hides the ball the way it turns and pulls his arm back and then slings it to a great degree.
For Lim here, I think just managing these hitters, trying to get, not pressing too much. You got a comfortable lead, just trying to get those outs as quickly as you can without having to give up too much.
3-0. Lim, basically a ground ball pitcher, despite the fact he's faced one man and there was a fly ball. Now he walks Fullerton. What do they say? When you walk the first man, he usually comes in to score. Fortunately for the Bandits, they have a 4-run cushion, and out to the mound goes to chat with Lim.
Yeah, those first 4 pitches from Lim didn't look very sharp. I think Shane Watson would really like to avoid having to burn another one of his bullpen pitchers in this game, especially with a 4-run lead.
Ready to step in is Jack Barry, checking with the skipper, coaching at third, Keith Ward. I'm not sure what he was trying to find out, short of swing away. Well, that's a ball. Barry is struck out and grounded to short. As we mentioned, the Cavalry through 6 innings has been limited to 5 hits, all singles with the exception of the Moritz 2-run homer last inning. Swing and a miss, throw to first, and back safely is Fullerton. The Cavalry trying to come from behind here and avoid a setback. They lose this game, they'll be 3-11. That's a rugged start to the 40-game season. The Bandits would be 10-5, and after dropping 3 of the 4 in the first round, that's pretty impressive. Swing and a miss. Bandits, after their 4th straight win, their 8th win in their last 9 games, and their 9th win in their last 11. They are red hot. Jack Barry knocks a chair down in the visitors' third base dugout.
Jack Barry does have a lot of power in his bat when he makes good contact. Saw that last night. Doesn't run really well, so a great opportunity here for Lim to get a double play to roll up.
Way outside, and it's 2-2.
Bandits do have Carter Hope up in the bullpen doing some light throwing. Nothing meaningful there just yet, but things go a little sideways on Lim. We'll definitely see Carter Hope to finish things off.
This ball is lashed foul down the left field line.
Looking forward to getting a bit of some of that good Bandits food in between games here, Ken. I think I might go with a pizza tonight.
The good-looking pizzas, I'll say that. A lot of terrific food and beverage. Runner goes with a great jump, swing and a miss. So Fullerton has a stolen base. Barry strikes out, and the Cavalry down to their final 2 outs. Down 6-2. And digging in is Cam Tilley, the catcher, who is 0 for 2.
I think Lem would gladly trade that strikeout for a man on second base.
There's a strike. Yeah, Fullerton with a leadoff walk. Ends up at second base. Doesn't really change the course of history, as the Bandits just need those final 2 outs.
It's always the hardest ones to get.
Grounder. Fritsch stays down, checks the runner, guns to Hall, and now the Cavalry down to their final out, and it'll be up to the youngster Jalen Greer.
For you kids at home watching the game, that play right there from Fritsch, that is about as perfect as you can do that. He walked that runner on second base right back, still fired a strong throw. That's a good job of knowing how fast your runner is and how much time you have to really to make that runner go back to second base, keep him there.
Greer has twice grounded to the left side of the infield, and he fouls this one off to the right. Youngwon Lim looking to round out a relief outing of an inning and 2/3. And give Connor McDonald his first win of the season. Swing and a miss. So it's 0-2 now. The Bandits need just one more strike to pick up their 4th consecutive win and set the scene for a sweep of the series in the 9-inning, 6 o'clock game. Greer, the 22-year-old shortstop today, fouls this one off to the right. So he's continuing to battle in the hole, 2 strikes. Wan Bin Hong will start for Canberra in the final game of the series. Brian Fitzpatrick in the 6 o'clock game goes for the Bandits. Well, what is this timeout stuff?
I don't know. Greer seems to be continuously calling timeout. That's 2 now. I'm surprised home plate umpire has given it to him.
Yeah, you don't have to grant him time when he asks. You can't do that in the big leagues anymore.
No, you cannot.
Those days are over. That was behind him. Will chase it down. Over to third goes Fullerton. A wild pitch charged to Youngwon Lim. Let's not make this any harder than necessary. get the final out and be done with it. Wants a pitch down and away, and there it is, and it's grounded foul. Lim that time would have hit the glove of the catcher. One and two the count at third base, Fullerton. The Cavalry down by 4 here in the final inning, and another ground ball foul.
Do it all over again.
The Cavalry 1-5 on the road, and about to be 3-11 overall. They'd be 1-6 on the road if they lose this game. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jalen Greer.
Now, we did say that the last out was going to be the most difficult. It is
difficult.
This is almost farcical in the way that it's proceeding here, trying to get this last strike.
The Bandits have outscored the Cavalry 23-11 in the first 3 games of this series. It hits them. Ooh, ouch. Wow.
After all that.
Well, that'll take care of stepping out on me twice in a row. Here, go to first base.
Yeah, but, you want to do that a little earlier. Oof. Yeah, caught him on the inside of the elbow. That's a stinger. If you're going to make a point like that, you should probably do it earlier on in the at-bat.
Yeah, why waste pitches? Just drill them. Well,
just
but
drill him straight away.
He had to wait for him to call time twice. Now Mike O'Neill will come out, the pitching coach, along with the translator. The catcher speaks perfect English, so he could actually translate. Runners at first and third here in the Cavalry 7th inning. 2 outs, and they trail 6-2. Throw strikes. You've got the 9th hitter in the order. Potential final out of the game.
All right. Well, hopefully this at bat takes a little less time. Be interesting to see if Jalen Greer would be on the move here, trying to get 2 guys in scoring position. As you said, same way with Harry Fullerton. Not really a very meaningful run down there.
I mean, even a 3-run homer only makes it 6-5. It gets more interesting, but that's almost more than the Cavalry could wish for. Here's Michael Campbell. He has a couple of singles. Lim is not exactly featuring pinpoint control in this outing.
That was badly missed, I think. Had Campbell been a right-handed hitter, that would have been behind him, like we've seen already from Lim tonight.
That's just outside, and it's 2-0. So Lim, in this inning, has walked a man. That's Fullerton. He's now at third. He's hit a man. That's Greer, who's at first. In between a strikeout and a groundout. A pretty good pitch.
Sure, where that missed.
Too low. That was a good pitch. 3-0.
That is sometimes a knock-on effect when you're, as a pitcher, when you are having struggles hitting that strike zone. When you finally do, the umpire gets a bit surprised and maybe misses 1 or 2.
He walks Campbell, and the bases are loaded with the Cavalry, and the bullpen will be used again. So a 1-inning outing. Actually, 1 1/3 innings for young Juan Lim. He gets a hand as he departs. The Bandits looking for just the 1 out they need to finish this ball game. They lead at 6-2, and we'll take a timeout.
Welcome to Ace Comms, two-way radio and body-worn camera specialists. Ace Comms is proudly the Australian distributor for Motorola Solutions. Ace Comms was formed in 1988 in South Africa and has grown into a premier wireless communications technologies distributor. With a primary focus on Motorola Solutions, we also supply a wide variety of leading radio communications brands. We welcome the opportunity to discuss our partner network opportunity with you. Leverage off the high-demand wireless comms industry and let Ace Comms empower your business to grow.
Yo, up the middle, another base hit. Last Sunday, now he banks one to right field. 2. Yo's back. At the track, he got it. Pump and the fire. Struck him out swinging.
Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
"28-year-old Carter Hope, who's been brilliant this season, comes in as the third Bandits pitcher, and he just needs to get one out to end this game.
Carter Hope is in for his 7th appearance for the Bandits, and when you say he's been outstanding, he has been outstanding. He's got 4 saves under his belt so far. Only given up 3 hits all season, but what's outstanding is 10 strikeouts and no walks. He is absolutely lights out when it comes to the 9th inning.
He's pitched the last 3 summers in the American Association and Independent League, pitching for Lincoln. I got the impression that he's not going back to the American Association, and he's talking about trying to get a job somewhere, in primarily the Mexican League, for the 2024 summer season.
Would that be an upgrade or a downgrade for his for a man of his talents?
Well, the trick is he'd like to get another shot with a major league organization. So, the whole thing is, where can I position myself where I can get the call to sign a contract with a big league club and maybe get to the majors eventually?
What I've seen from him so far this season, what we saw from him last season as well, he certainly has the skill to be able to do so. Hopefully he'll get his shot.
Moritz swings and misses. 1 strike. Fullerton at third, Greer at second, Campbell at first, and the Cavalry hasn't had a hit here in the 7th inning. Hope trying to get the final out. That was a pretty good pitch. Apparently high, apparently inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
He must have just missed that one because that looked like a great pitch on the inside part of the plate.
Carter, a big fella, 6'4", 215 pounds. Sharp grounder to short. Benita will go to first to Hall. He wanted to go to second, but Smith wasn't going to get there. So a 6-3 putout puts an end to the rally and puts an end to the ball game. So that's 4 straight wins, 8 wins in their last 9 games for the Bandits. It doesn't get much sweeter. The totals in this game for Canberra: 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. They leave 5. For the Bandits, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 7 left on base. Somewhat uniquely, all of the scoring, CJ, in this game on the 3 home runs.
Yeah, fantastic work by the Bandits bats, getting those big ones. Congratulations to Taden Hall. But really, for me, the guy who shined was Connor McDonald. 5 1/3 innings, only gave up 5 hits. There was the 2-run home run off the bat of Andrew Moritz, but he was outstanding for 5 1/3 tonight.
So Connor McDonald evens his season record at 1-1. The losing pitcher, Kevin McGovern, for the Cavalry, and he now is 2-2 on the season. Coming up in short order at 6 o'clock is the wrap-up game of this doubleheader. Juan Bin Hong will be the starter for Canberra, and Brian Fitzpatrick will start for Brisbane. So another victory for the Bandits. 4 in a row, 8 of 9, 9 of 11. The fun is just beginning. We've got 9 more innings of baseball here at Vidicon Stadium. Our crew's ready to go to get some food, and we hope you're ready to either join us for Game 2 or come out to the ballpark and be here in person. For CJ Barnes, I'm Ken Wilson. Thanks for joining us. And once again, the final score this afternoon in this 7-inning game, the Brisbane Bandits 6, the Canberra Cavalry 2.
No matter how you're driving Australia forward, trust Hino to bring you home. Hino, built for tomorrow, delivering today. That's the Hino advantage.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we're all about understanding your circumstances. We want to make sure that our clients have had the best service and an excellent experience. We're here to care for you.
Here at Phoenix Law & Associates, we speak your language.